Hi everybody, welcome to another Rise and Shine Yoga in which we spend 45 minutes just getting ourselves rubbed up for the day or getting ourselves ready for bed, depending on which way you're looking at the day, or it could just be a really just kind of nice way to just take a little break in the middle of the afternoon. So grab your stuff, get cozy, find a spot on the mat, and let's get going, all right? Okay, so find that the position that works well for you. And today for our kind of getting ourselves prepped for class, we're going to do a body scan, which we haven't done in a while. And basically what that is going to entail is that you're going to think about your eyes, think about your nose. We're going to go through the body parts and just think, how are these body parts functioning today? Is there something that I purposely want to work on in the next 45 minutes in regards to these body parts? Or am I just acknowledging that they're there and thanking them for their service type of situation? So, however you would like to do it, or it even could be I'm going to consciously work on relaxing that body part right now. That's a very popular thing people do before bed, is go, okay, I'm thinking of my shoulders, I'm going to relax my shoulders. I'm thinking about my hips, I'm going to relax my hips. So you can do any of those things, okay? So you're going to close your eyes and you're going to sit in a position that's comfortable and you're going to relax your body as much as you can. So I'd like you to think about your eyes. I would like you to think about your nose. I would like you to think about your jaw and your tongue. Now your ears and your neck. Shoulders, chest, elbows, belly button, wrists, and hands, hips, knees, ankles, feet, fingers, and toes. Let's just take 5 deep breaths in and out together. Wonderful. Okay, so normally we're going to go on to our front. Today we're actually going to start on our backs. So, let's transition. So we're on our backs and our knees are hugged into our chest. And we can rock a little side to side if we want. We can find stillness, whatever feels appropriate to you today. And then when you're good, you're going to bring your feet up. So your ankles to your knees is 90 degrees, and from your knees to your hips is 90 degrees. And this can be enough of a challenge in itself. You want to push that lower back into the mat and just kind of stay here. And I'm going to have my hands just down by my side. And I'm just going to kick one out a little bit and back in, out and back in. So I'm not bringing it all the way to the ground, but I am bending at the hips. And we're breathing. And then hold on to those knees and you can drop those feet. And we're just going to move the hands, which is then going to move the feet. That same motion, but now the arms are doing it. come back to center, bring those feet back up again, and now we're just going to open and close. We're gonna go left to right. Not big motions. Let's do 2 more. And then drop the feet, put the hands on the thighs, and we're gonna open and close. Okay, drop one foot. And lift the other foot straight up in the air, and we're gonna go clockwise 10 little circles. Point with your big toe. And then we're gonna go the other way. Drop that foot, hold on to that knee, and let's do 10 circles with the hip, with our arms doing the motion. And the other way. And then let's just hold that foot still and move around that ankle, a little left, a little right. Alright, and let's switch sides. Bring that leg up, pointing those toes. Alright, let's do some circles with that leg. And switch directions. Alright, let's bend that knee. And let's do some circles from that hip. Other way. And then let's move around that foot a little bit, all the directions. Alright, pop those feet on the ground and let's drop the knees to one side. Come through center, drop to the other side. And just going back and forth, nice and slow. Equal it out, and then drop the knees to one side and turn your body all the way to that side. I'm relaxing my head and neck so it's as much of a straight line as possible. So I'm not holding it up like this basically. We don't want this. I'm going to be down here. All right, let's take that top arm and move around that wrist. Other way. Alright, drop it down. Let's do some clams. So I'm going to bring those hips so they're in line with my shoulders. So before they were kind of up here, I'm bringing it down here. Alright, I'm just going to open and close this top leg. That's all. Let's just open and close. and let's relax. If that felt good, we're gonna lift that whole leg up into that same motion without the feet touching. Let's go again. And if you don't want to, go back to round one. And then release. All right, we're gonna push ourselves up. So we're in a side plank position. And first we're gonna hold a side plank, and then we're gonna add in that clam if you want to. All right, so first we're just gonna do a side plank on the knees, nice and easy. So let's lift up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, we're gonna go back up. We're either gonna do that side plank again, or we're gonna do the side plank and that clamp. So my feet are together here. So I'm doing this option A, but we're just in that plank pose. Okay, so lift it on up and open or close for 1, 2. Two more. And then release. All right, we're gonna do one more. If you want to do option B, lifting that leg and opening and closing, you can. Now it's difficult, I will fully admit, so if you don't wanna do all 10, that's totally fine. You could try it and you're like, not for me, totally fine. I just wanna give options for everyone across the board, and if you don't wanna do any, a side plank is perfectly fine. Or even coming back down and doing like we did at the very beginning. Okay, are you ready? Let's lift up and 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower down. That really gets those glutes firing. All right, let's come back to the other side. Remember, we're starting out nice and easy, and we're relaxing that head and neck. You could even use something like a block. Now, see here, I have a weird angle. I don't want that, so I would want to come down or here because I have a nice neutral neck. That's always an option. Okay, so first we're gonna just do that hand. So bring that arm up, move around that wrist in all different directions. Okay, let's bend those knees, and first we're starting out option A, which is our feet touching. So let's open and close for 1. 9 and 10. All right, relax. Option B, our feet are not touching. Lift up, and let's go. And relax. All right, side plank. Knees stacked. 10-second hold. Let's lift up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Take a little bit of a break. We're ready to do it with the clams and the feet touching. That's what's next. All right. Are you ready? Let's set and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Take a break. All right, and then final option number 3, side plank, clams, feet apart. Alrighty, are we set? Let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and drop it down. Let's transition into tabletop and go through any and all motions that feel good here. It could be a side to side, wagging of the tail. It could be looking towards those ankles. It could be cat-cow. It could be all three. Just taking a chance to get out of the norm, get out those wiggles. Beautiful. Sit back on those heels, roll those shoulders back and down, and twist. Other side, and twist. Come back to the center. Come through tabletop. Let's do some shoulder twists. So I'm going to bring, I'll turn this way. I'm going to bring my hand right behind my head. And then bring that shoulder in to touch the other elbow around, give or take. And then open it up. Come back in. Open it up. Let's do 3 more. In. Open. In. Open. In. Open. Release. Other side. In. Open. Open, release, sit back. Bring those arms in front, pull them back and around. In and back around. I want the shoulders down. And let's go the other way. Wrister action. 2 more. And release. Pretty sure I have a little spider friend near me, but this is yoga and we're gonna let him be, or her. Let's bring this arm up and over. Loop it around through and come back up. Big full body stretches. Other side. And release. All right, if you want to grab a drink really quick, this is a good time to do it. Otherwise, we're all going to transition into downward dog. So however you would like to get there is totally fine with me. Your journey. When you get there, we're going to enjoy it for a minute. So tuck those toes under, pedal those feet out. And really bend those knees and really enjoy the stretch. And then walk the feet to meet the hands or the hands to meet the feet, depending where you are on your mat. And we're gonna roll up. Super nice and slow. Wonderful. Alright, let's bring those feet nice and wide. Let's bring those shoulders back and bring those arms back behind. We're gonna lean it around and then come back up and then go the other way. Lean it around and come back up and then don't fall. Don't fall. Which is why even the simplest movements take control and stability. Let's do one more. Release those arms as you get out. Bring those hands to the hips and let's lean forward, middle, back. One more. Forward, middle, and back. Bring those arms out to the side. If you want to have one hand on the hip, if that's too much for you, that's totally fine. Otherwise, reaching down towards an ankle, coming up, going back down the same side. Oh, one more on this side. Other way. And release. Shake out those arms, roll those shoulders, and move around those fingers. Okay. We're gonna turn sideways. We're gonna do some little pendulum action. So we're gonna come forward, middle, back, middle, forward. Just the butt is moving. One more. And let's bring that foot in front and the other leg behind, so we're in a high lunge. So this front knee can be bent, that back knee can be bent. Bring those hands down by the side and let's just move our upper body. And let's stay up nice and tall. And let's do 5 lunges. So come down and up. Three. And 2. And 1. Let's stay up nice and tall. Bring those hands in front. And let's open up to the side and back in. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release those hands and bring those up. Let's turn and do the same thing on the other leg. So first, we're just penduluming that leg. And let's bring that leg in front. Alright, so let's move those hands. do 5 lunges. And there's hands in front and open. And then bring that foot in front or something. If you fall over, I'm gonna try that again. You don't have to, but I am gonna do it again. There we go. Now, no one says you can't do stuff like that in practice. If you're like, I need to let it go, whatever, fine, no worries. But sometimes just taking that extra second or redoing it yourself just ends it on a more positive note. So why not? All right, let's bring that arm around and back. Fingers here. Up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Other way, other side. Release, reaching towards that shoulder blade. And other side. Tricep stretch. Another way. And then release. Let's bring those arms in front. Right arm under left. Eagle arms. And then lift those elbows up. And release. Now left under right. Lift on up. And release. Let's go and do some eagle legs. So let's cross over. If you can, bend this supporting leg and wrap that whole foot around. That makes it a little easier. But whatever you need to do for you, if you need to, that means you need to hold on for balance, that's totally fine. All right. Maybe you hold on for balance and then you let go. And release. Other side. We're going to do 2 times each side. This first one just to kind of get our bearings for the day, and then our second one a little bit longer. And release. I'm going to put my hands in a prayer pose for this, and then we'll do the eagle arms component of it a little bit later. This one we're going to do a little bit longer, but hold about 20 seconds, okay? So come on in. Oops. And begin. And release. And that's a lot on those legs. I understand if you need to hold on. I understand if you need to adjust as needed. Totally understood. When we do them together, it'll only be about 10 seconds, so don't worry about that component. Just worry about what's happening now on these 20 seconds of holding on the other side the last time. So wrap that foot, bend that knee, and breathe and relax. And release. Shake it out, walk around, grab some water, do your thing. And then we're going to do 2 more times eagle arms and eagle legs together on the right side and 2 times on the left side. If you do not want to do them together and you want to do it separate again, that's totally fine. Each hold is going to be approximately 10 seconds. So decide what you want to do. I'm giving you enough repetition so you can kind of build your own practice here if you'd like. Alright, so now do you want to do the arms first and then add the legs, or do you want to do the legs first and then add the arms? Your choice. I like to do the legs first. It takes a little bit more mental control for me to do, but that's me. So take your upper lower half first. So if my left crosses over my right, it's the same thing with the arms as well, okay? And one. And release. And I highly suggest that you don't look at your monitors during this time, because any changes that I do may throw you off, and I don't want to do that. All right, other side, same deal. And go. And release. Walk about. Last 2 times of this, and then we move on. We're done. Okay. And let's pick our position and go. And release. And let's pick our position and hold. And release. All right, shake out those legs. Bring them nice and wide. Bring those hands to the hips, and we're just gonna go up on our toes and back down. On our toes and back down. Now we're gonna squat up on our toes, back down. 3 more times. Down and up. Down and up. And down and up. Beautiful. Shake those arms, shake those legs, heel toe those feet in, and turn sideways on our mat. Bringing those arms up, doing a little back bend if that feels good, and big swan dive down. Hands to touch the ground, bend those knees generously, and then bring one foot back, bring the other foot back, bring one knee down, bring the other knee down, and shake those hips back and forth. All right, so we're here in our tabletop. I am going to tuck the left toes under. I'm going to lift my upper body up. My left toes are still tucked. I'm going to reach and grab that heel or that calf with my left foot. My other arm's gonna go straight up to the sky. A little back bend if it feels good, if not, just straight up. And bring it down. Let's do the same thing. Other sides. My right foot is tucked under. My right hand's gonna go for that heel or shin, and then lift it up, or calf. You can do the shin if you want, but calf's easier. And release. We're gonna do that again. This time, our right foot is in front. So we're in a low lunge position. And we're gonna tuck those toes and do the same thing, just instead of being on both sets of knees, we're only gonna be on one knee. And we're gonna be on the toes, so we have a little bit, literally a bit of wiggle room. So if you find that that's comfortable, you can grab a block and use it as a stable force or spot. You can just put both knees under again, totally your choice. All right, so let's tuck those knees, tuck those toes, or reach back behind and up. So how does that feel with the base of support being changed? back in. Let's untuck those toes and let's just lean forward. You get a nice little hip flexor stretch while we're here. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're here on a low lunge. Chicken out. Let's tuck those back toes. Reach and lift. And let's release. And do a nice hip flexor stretch on the other side. We're going to do that one more time. Now, if you feel comfortable where you are, I want you to stay where you are. If you feel like you can go back farther and you don't want to be on your toes, you can keep your foot tucked under. So what I mean is we're in position one again. Instead of tucking those toes and reaching here, if you want to keep that foot down and reach here, that is totally your choice. It is a farther reach back. It is more, you have a little bit more control for it. So if you don't feel like you're in the mental space or physical space today to do that, then you're gonna stay with me and just do this one again, okay? But I wanna give the opportunity for literal growth backwards. In this particular case, if you feel like you have it in you today to do so, but there's no pressure, always just stay with me. No rush, okay? So let's do the same. We're gonna hold it a little bit longer just to give those people that are going into it with a flat foot a little bit more a chance to get in and out safely, okay? All right, so whatever you're gonna do, let's reach up and hold. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Set up other side. Almost done with class for today as far as our intense activities. We're gonna cool it down very shortly. All right, so however you're doing that foot for this last round, let's enter that posture. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful. If you want to grab a quick drink, this is a good time. Also, anything you might need for Shavasana, this is the time to grab it because once you lay down, we're not getting up for a couple minutes. All right, let's lay down on our backs. Nice and comfortable here, right? Let's walk those feet out so our knees are touching. And we're gonna bring our hands behind our head. And we're gonna do 10 crunches. Are you ready? Let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. We're going to come up, and instead of crunching up, we're going to crunch to the side. So I'm going to move this elbow towards my waist, although it's not going to come near it. That's the kind of motion I'm going for. Let's come up and go 1, 2, 3. That head's up all the time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. And the last and final 10 on the other side. All right, let's lift up and go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. All right. Legs out, shoulders tucked under. And we're gonna go through that body scan again here at our Shavasana. I'm not gonna remember the same order that I gave those cues before, so I'm just going to go through the body again and get as close to it as I can. But now we're either working on thanking the body for doing what it just did for the last 40 minutes, or telling it to relax, or seeing how those body parts feel now versus how they felt 40 minutes ago. All right? Eyes, nose, jaw, tongue, ears, neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, chest, belly button, waist, hips, knees, ankles, feet, toes, and let's stick in glutes for good measure. Wiggle those fingers and wiggle those toes. And then bend those knees. And either turn to the side and push yourself up, or grab behind the thighs and roll 4 or 5 times and then sit up. Beautiful. Give those knees a big hug no matter what you're doing, where you're sitting, how you're sitting. And drop that chin to the chest, stretch out, back of the neck. Really drop it. And then bring that head up, turn all the way to one way, all the way to one way, all the way to one side. And then the other. come back to the center. And thank you all for spending some time with me today. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. And I will see you next time.